What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla Channel, the place where black men can freely express themselves. Straight up, no chaser. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla Channel, the place where black men can express themselves freely. Straight up, no chaser. Make sure to share the videos and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. So, what I want to do today is have a discussion about some people's position on visibility in relation to Black death. I want to have a conversation about visibility related to Black death. In particular, I want to talk about an article I saw. And the article, for the most part, will provide a backdrop for this conversation. The article is entitled, "Where is the outrage for Breonna Taylor?" Where is the outrage for Breonna Taylor? So, this article is written by a PhD student named Renee Nishawn Scott. And apparently, she is a black radical feminist. Because all she's doing is reiterating the talking points of black feminists. And of course, what they want to do is center themselves in any conversation whatsoever. It doesn't matter. They have to be at the forefront of everything. Doesn't matter. There always has to be some sort of blame, some sort of stigmatization, some sort of moral outrage issued to black men, especially as it relates to black women. So, I'm going to dig right into this. The article is not very long at all. Okay, it's about a 4-minute read. So, let's go through it. So in the first paragraph, she says, "Unless you've been living under a rock or willfully keeping your eyes closed, you're already well aware of the issues plaguing Black America in this moment. From the high number of Black COVID deaths to the latest round of open season on Black life, and an endorsement from 45 to shoot those rebelling against the injustice of it all, it's an understatement to say that black folks are exhausted right now." No problem at all with none of that. However, when she does talk about Black COVID deaths, she fails to mention the fact that most Black COVID deaths were black men. But of course, because she's trying to center black women at all in any cost, because black women are not getting enough attention in relation to how much they're dying, then there's a more problematic. I don't understand what's problematic about not being as dead as another group of people from your own fucking race. But hey, some people have a bone to pick about that. Some people feel like, hey, we're dying too. We might not be dying as much as you, but we're dying too. Which, I don't have a problem with people talking about death and how they're also impacted. But come on now. We're at war. And you want to start fucking set tripping about death? What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them, man. I really don't. Let me get back to this, man. We're in the middle of a global pandemic, and many of us watching from home are wondering what we can do to unsuck the world, because many states are still under stay-at-home orders. Much of what many of us can do is limited to social media activism. While browsing through my social media feeds, I noticed a trend. Everyone is outraged about the murders of Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd. But outside of Louisville, the outrage about the murder of Breonna Taylor seems to exist almost exclusively among black women. Really? Have you looked at the fucking news lately? Have you seen the news lately? Are they rioting in Louisville? Huh? I mean, what the fuck are you doing? Or do you live, I mean, you have access to social media, right? Do you know that at this present moment, there are more people rioting in cities throughout the United States than ever in the history of the whole fucking country? Miss Renee Nishon Scott. I mean, like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you crawled and comfortably nestled underneath a fucking rock? Them people are going ham in Louisville over Breonna Taylor. And this is the fucked up thing about this. And this is something you should understand. That woman, Breonna Taylor, got killed because of what? A sting operation by the police to find drugs because they had a search warrant for a no-knock raid to find drugs. And guess who was the target of their fucking investigation? It wasn't Breonna Taylor. I can tell you that right now. And there was a brother who was with that woman at the time that the police came in that fucking house and exercised or carried out the no-knock raid. That brother shot one of the police who came in that house through that no-knock raid. And I don't know if you know what a no-knock raid is like, but I've been through one my motherfucking self. And I'm going to tell you what it's like. It's like all of a sudden hearing a big fat fucking explosion. And then all of a sudden you got 12 to 13 riot geared military personnel motherfuckers roaming throughout the entirety of your fucking house. That's what it's like. It's like the military coming into your fucking house for civilians. Now I'm going to tell you something. Black people ain't got no trains, no planes, or no motherfucking goddamn Mack trucks bringing drugs in through the country. Black people aren't fucking Pablo. They ain't the man next to the man, next to the man, next to the motherfucking man. But they still have these policies in place where they're knocking in motherfuckers' houses, man. They're coming, busting in like stormtroopers in motherfuckers' houses, looking for small amounts of dope, man. Small amounts of dope. And they was looking for a black man for that shit. So that woman is cross collateral damage for a fucking drug war directed and targeted towards black men. So if you got any problems with Breonna being killed, you need to be focused and targeted in on the motherfucking crazy devilish motherfuckers who initiated this war to begin with. Now, you've been given information about this a long time ago. Michelle Alexander, a sister, wrote a book called The New Jim Crow. The New Jim Crow. So the new Jim Crow is responsible for Breonna's death. Make no mistake about it. But you still want to set trip and shit and want to play gender politics. Every occasion is not a fucking occasion for you to start issuing in gender politics. But you know what? You know what cross collateral damage does? Since you all up on this identity politics trip, you set tripping over all this shit. It creates the cross collateral damage that you saw with Breonna Taylor. But you really don't give a fuck about that now, do you? If you would have taken a holistic approach and perceived the black community as a body politic and would have fought for issues related to what black men go through, maybe Breonna Taylor wouldn't have had to fucking die. But you can't see past your own fucking nose, can you? You can't walk and chew bubblegum, can you? Huh? Miss Renee Nishon Scott? Yeah, we coming after motherfuckers this time. Look, this shit is personal. This shit is personal. It's people out here fucking angry, risking their lives out here on the ground, and you sitting from your fucking computer wanting to play identity politics with black people's death. Breonna's story has gotten very little attention. Are you fucking serious, man? Very little attention. Are you fucking serious? Breonna Taylor's... Man, okay, let me just stop, man, and just go through this bullshit. Breonna's story has gotten very little attention in the media after Louisville. Metro police officers burst into her home and shot her while she was asleep in her bed during the wee hours of the morning on March 13th. Her story briefly trended nationally around May 13th, but has just been a blip on the radar and sustained national coverage. There was some momentum as people fought against her boyfriend's arrest after he was charged for defending his family against the police officers that he thought were home invaders. The attention to bringing Breonna's murderers to justice, however, seemed to wane once it was announced that the charges against her boyfriend would be dropped. This unfortunate news is not uncommon. In addition to the risk of assault and rape by police officers, black women are also at high risk of being murdered by the police. And yet, stories of black women murdered by the police often go unnoticed. So much so that in 2015, the African American Policy Forum created the report and hashtag Say Her Name to bring awareness to the murders of black women. While this phrase was created specifically to bring light to the erasure of black women murdered at the hands of police officers, it is often rewritten to be attributed to men as Say His Name, once again silencing the fight for black women. Now look here, man, and let's just get this shit straight. Every fucking year, over 250 black men are murdered by police officers in the United States. If you want to start talking about adding in vigilante killings, the number goes up even higher. When it comes to black women, you're talking about a fraction of the number of black men who are killed by police. That's right, a fraction. So for every 250 plus men that are killed by the police in the United States, somewhere around 12 to 15 women are also killed by police violence. Now, one killing at the hands of the police is too much. But to be engrossed in a motherfucking identity politics war over who's getting the most attention is fucking silly. You simpleton move. What are real soldier sisters out here, man? Because I'm tired of hearing these motherfucking narcissistic ass black feminists, man. It's like McCarthyites, man. They have no fucking decency. Do you have any fucking decency, miss? Do you have any decency? I used to write about this shit, man. And one of the things I did when I talked about the black derision and death of black folks, I included women in the conversation because I didn't want to leave them out. But all this Me Too shit, and I'm talking about Me Too in a different context at this moment. I'm talking about, well, what about us too? We're getting killed too. Who the fuck does that in a war? Only some motherfuckers fanatically connected to identity politics. That's who does that shit. How much fucking narcissism are y'all going to display? When will this bullshit McCarthyite shit stop? When will it stop? Probably never in these motherfuckers' minds, because all they want to do is continue to push this bullshit narrative that they're the most oppressed people on the fucking planet. Don't you see right now we're engrossed in a fucking war for our dignity and our lives? But all you want to do is talk about who you can fuck of the same sex, who can switch up and cross sex, or women. Like, when is this shit going to stop? It ain't going to get better for women black women at all if it don't get better for black men. Do you understand that? We're inextricably connected. It's not going to get better for you motherfuckers. Nobody's targeting black women because they're black women. You get it? You got it? Do you know it's good? Breonna's murderers have yet to be arrested. And I wonder whether that is in part because we are not as collectively outraged for her as we have been for Ahmaud and George. That's an alarming thought, but I'm running down the list of possibilities, and it can't be because we're already exhausted about Ahmaud, because we are now fighting for George. It also can't be because there is no video footage of her murder, because we had no problem standing up for Trayvon Martin and Freddie Gray. I, for one, am tired of fighting for the world to see my humanity as a black person while simultaneously yelling for black people to see that the lives of black women are in danger too. For every social media post, so we gonna start looking at clicks and likes, and let me just say this shit and see if it makes sense to you. If it's the case that black women make up 10% of the deaths and black men make up 90% of the deaths, doesn't it seem like a reasonable conclusion to draw that the people who are being targeted are primarily black men for their race, and that this is a gendered phenomenon directly targeted towards black men? Does that cross your fucking brain cells? Is it going through your Abdullah oblongata? Is it able to resonate with you in your fucking synapses in your goddamn brain? Because I'm beginning to believe that you don't have the capacity to be able to connect with the fucking truth. Your gender politics is insidious. It's divisive. It's destroying the black community. It already destroyed the shit from the beginning. When you had Michelle Wallace and Alice Walker and a whole bunch of other motherfuckers infiltrated by the goddamn CIA operative Gloria Steinem, and start painting a negative portrait of black men as pathological and rapists and all kind of other sick shit. I've been talking about this on my posts and the videos that I'm making, man. It's a lot of pathology in the black community, a whole host of shit that can be thrown around. But you want to continue on with this divisive identity politics. At some point, we're going to begin to call you motherfuckers out on this bullshit. Because we're sick of this bullshit. You're not helping your own fucking cause, because all you really give a fuck about at the end of the day, and I know this to be a goddamn fact, all you goddamn pseudo hyenas give a fuck about is high profile and money. That's what y'all give a fuck about. You sided with them motherfucking goddamn white bitches, and I'm saying it. You sided with them motherfuckers and these white men so that you can get closer to power and influence. That's what the fuck y'all doing. Many of these motherfuckers from the Combahee River Collective, like the one woman, McCrae, she married to a motherfucking white dude. But you want to bust up the patriarchy, right? And then you want to talk about us as being patriarchs. You motherfuckers, man, got a lot of shit to learn. Either you are just hopelessly stupid and dumb as a motherfucker, or at some point y'all going to begin to see the insidiousness of your behavior, man. And I'm mad right now because it's a lot to be mad about. Right now, I'm not holding in my rage. I'm not. You think you tired, motherfucker. I'm tired. I'm tired of y'all creating this division and creating this fucking hostility in the black community. I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers. Here she go. I, for one, am tired of fighting the world to see my humanity as a black person while simultaneously yelling for black people to see that the lives of black women are in danger too. For every social media post about how the lives of all black people are in danger, there seems to be 10 posts about how dangerous it is to be a black man during this time. The erasure of black women has to stop. Motherfucker, who's erasing you? This shit is all in your fucking mind. Nobody is erasing you. What you're doing is erasing reality to fit into your ideology. That's what you're doing. You can't see the forest for the trees. You can't see the clouds for being immersed in them. You got blinders over your fucking eyes, lady. Or either you're stuck in an immature state. When the fuck y'all gonna grow up? That's what I'm beginning to wonder. When are y'all gonna grow the fuck up? Because this shit is childish. We fighting over who's seen to be killed the most, who's hurt the most. We all in fucking pain. Black men, I implore you to see us more than someone who should stand by your side. Black men, I implore you to see us as more than someone who should stand by your side. Black men, I implore you to see us as more than someone who should stand by your side. Black women, I implore you to extend your concern for the lives of your sons, husbands, and boyfriends to those of your daughters, sisters, and yourselves. So in other words, while them motherfuckers ain't paying no attention to me, why should I pay some attention to them? And while you at it, I understand your sons get killed at like 90% more rate than we are, but shit, we get killed 10%, so we need some attention too. So the same extension that you give to your sons, you need to give to us, because, it's only 10 of us dying for every, 100 of y'all. You know how stupid you motherfuckers sound? You sound stupid. You sound silly. You sound childish. You sound fucking manipulative. I mean, I know women like to be looked at, but this shit is becoming ridiculous, man. This shit is becoming ridiculous, man. If you think that does not apply to you because you pay attention, I implore you to make sure that you can name more than 3 black women who were murdered by the police. If you cannot, it's time to take a look at your own internalized misogyny. Really, lady? I mean, this shit is just, man, this shit is I just don't know how to contend with this, man. I just don't know how to contend with this shit, man. Do you think motherfuckers got a list in their heads of all the names of motherfuckers who's dead? Who the fuck does that, man? Who does that, man? Sandria Bland, Zeke your boy, and goddamn me, Breonna Taylor. How about that shit then? Does that satisfy your fucking desires? So I name my 3, you 10%, and I name your fucking 30 then. Huh? Since I got your 10%, since I got your motherfucking 10 cent, Ricky your boy, Sandra Bland, and fucking Breonna Taylor, now you name your 30 then. Since you want to be fucking proportional, since you want to talk about distribution in death, then you name your 30 then. Rattle your fucking 30 off. Shit is fucking crazy, man. I don't have no internalized misogyny. I got some venom for motherfuckers that are sick and acting ridiculous. I got some disdain for them people, man. Because guess what? Black women ain't goddamn perfect. And black men are not perfect either, but this is just some fucking ridiculous bullshit. I'm just filled up to the brim with this bullshit, or the rim with this bullshit. I'm done with it, man. I'm going to call you motherfuckers out every time I get the chance to. And I'm not going to quit set banging on you motherfuckers until y'all capitulate. Because this is just some petty ass fucking politics. Until we as a society are outraged by the murder of all black people, which includes women and trans people, we are no closer to building a just future than we are by doing nothing at all. So stand up and fight for Breonna Taylor. Fight for your black daughters, black wives, and black girlfriends. Fight for black women just like they deserve to live just as much as black men. Say their names. You think me ain't saying their names? Trifling little lady. You think we not saying their names? We're saying their names. But don't get mad when we say our names too. You started this goddamn identity politics bullshit to begin with. All y'all been doing is talking about your fucking issues. And you just a little bit jealous right now, huh? Because you ain't the one the most oppressed. You're losing the oppression Olympics, huh? That's you losing the oppression Olympics, huh? That's you want to be the center of all the attention, huh? I'm done with this crazy shit, man. I'm out of here, man. I can't take it no more, dude. I'm not going to give this shit no more attention tonight. Peace out, brothers and real sisters. Have a pleasant day. And I know you frustrated. I'm mad at this shit, man. I'm pissed off, man. I'm just tired of this shit. I'm done with it, man. Have a pleasant evening, man.